Hey guys, this is Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today I'm going to share two cards that let you stamp with the stamping blocks, which it gives you a great look. So let's just get started. Alright, so we're going to start off with using the stamp set Bottled with Happiness, or Bottled Happiness. This is one that I got for free for being a demonstrator, and we went to a function with Stampin' Up! So I have only played with it a couple times, but I thought while I'm waiting for the new catalog to become live that I would go ahead and share with you some things that you might want to get now while you can still get the bundles, because once the new catalog, you won't be able to get the bundles without paying, well, you won't get 10% off. So let's get started on that. We are going to bring in a color that we used to have, and it's Misty Moonlight, and they brought it back. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it back early for you. So when you can order in May, you can go ahead and get some. This is such a pretty color. I know it's hard to see on the video how pretty it is, but believe me, it's very pretty. Alright, so we've got some very vanilla and basic black. Very easy to work with. This is going to be for later, and I always try to have my inside and my outside match, or not match, but be the same size, so that when we go to, when you grab one, it's the same. One's not bigger than the other, so the front, it just is less confusing. Alright, so we're going to bring in this. I am going to bring in some of the scratch paper here to start off. I am going to stamp using the, let's see, which number is this? B block, and everything is set for just putting it up. We're going to go this way. Alright, so we're going to use the B block, and I'm going to start with Misty Moonlight. What I'm going to do is tear off one of these and bring this in, and then I have a pad that we used to sell, which I don't think we do anymore, but I need something cushy just to make sure that my stamping with the block goes well. Alright, so we're just going to ink it up like this. Look how dark that is. Isn't that pretty? And I'm just going to stamp onto my cardstock here. And I'm just going to, whoa, there's a hair. Just going to use the Misty Moonlight, and we're going to go like this. And one more right up here. Alright, so that's Misty Moonlight. Instead of cleaning my block, because I would have to have some water, I'm going to grab me another one, which is right here. And I'm going to use a new one called Wild Wheat. And we're just going to go ahead and stamp. Whoop. Let me pull this down just a little bit before I lift that up. There we go. That doesn't look as pretty, but it's going to be a gorgeous card when we're done. And one more. We're going to go sideways on this one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and heat set that real quick just to make sure, because we're going to be bringing in other colors. Okay, so let me move those. So there we have that. I will clean my blocks later, but we're going to go ahead and bring in this scrap and I'm going to stamp the bottle. And I'm going to use Cajun Craze because I think that's kind of an old-timey color. But first we're going to do the outline because it's easier to line that up. We're just going to put it right there. And then stamp off my bottle and there we go. Cute, huh? I love this stamp set. I don't know why I haven't played with it more. And then I'm going to come in and with this one at the bottom, make it look like there's liquid more at the bottom. Then we're going to come in with the punch, and this is one of the reasons why I thought you should try to get it before it is not in a bundle anymore. Well, not the bundle price. All right. Okay. Put that aside. So now we have our bottle. I'm going to bring this in and I'm going to place it where I want it to be. Now I left this specifically blank so that we could put our flowers there, which are not really flowers. It's more greenery, but I thought it kind of looked like eucalyptus, but that's not the color I'm doing. It's not really eucalyptus. It's not even in that shape. I don't know what I'm thinking. All right, so we're going to put, I just had it there so I could see where to put my stem, and then I'm just going to offset it just a little bit and stamp it a couple times, keeping the stem in the same spot so that when you put this on, it does look like it's in there. All right, put that aside. We're going to go ahead and just put some tape on this. This is a very quick card, and it's kind of fun to be able to stamp with the blocks. I don't do that very often. All right, so we're going to put this here, there. All right, and then we want to put a sentiment on here, and we're going to do it in Memento because I want it to be a little darker. And it's going to say, overflowing with happiness. And we're just going to put that right here. Isn't that cute? Now, if you wanted this a little lighter, you could have stamped off on the blocks, but that kind of looks really nice if you ask me. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and mount that onto our black. Now come the beginning of next month, we'll be definitely having new cards to show, new stamp sets and everything. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this onto our base front. And this card's almost over. We just have the inside to do. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? All right, so now for the inside, we're going to bring in the other vanilla that's exactly the same, and this time we're going to use the bigger one just to have it be different for the inside. And we're not going to put any flowers, we're just going to put this down here, and that's it. Mount it on to the other black, and then this card is finished. No, I know this is crazy, no bling, no ribbon, just stamps and ink and a punch. But isn't that nice to not have to go searching for stuff right away? All right, let's go ahead and put this in. All right, so that is card 1. Now we are going to, hold on, I just want to make sure I get that right. So card 1, let's go ahead and do our envelope. So it's ready to go, and I'm just going to use this smaller one because that's will fit right nicely. Okay. Sometimes I say things and I don't even know where they came from. All right, so let's move all that aside. So now we have an envelope that matches. Isn't that cute? All right, next card. We have some new colors, and we're using the Color and Contour, which has been around a while. Glad it's sticking around, but I wanted to be able to share a new color. This is Lemon Lime Twist. Very bright. Not sure you can see how bright this is on here, but it is very bright and so pretty. All right, so we're going to put this aside. I went ahead and out of black, that is my go-to base color, or my background color, because every single color pops with black. I don't know why, but it does. So this is from the Contour Dies, and it's the biggest one. And then I'm going to bring in a piece of vanilla that is going to go right on there. So let's stamp that. I'm going to bring in my pad again that I used earlier, because we're going to stamp again with a block. But this time we're going to use the H block, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Lemon Lime Twist. So we're going to use this big block, so you do have to kind of stamp it a couple times or get it inky a couple times so it doesn't have lines. And then I'm just going to put it right here and hopefully get it straight. Now you could spritz this to make it look more watery or whatever. I just think that looks good the way it is. And I'm going to go ahead and move this now. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this down here. I'm going to let this dry a little bit, but I wanted to do, let's see, thank you for everything. And again, we're going to use the Memento. Okay. And, oh, I don't need to put that away. All right, and we're going to use the Color and Contour stamp. And when they're bigger stamps, it's nice if you can just ink it up from the top, because then you know when you get it really well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and place that right onto the block that we stamped. Isn't that cute? All right, go ahead and put this under here. Excuse me. What a tickle. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It is pretty darn close to the size that is on there. All right. And then we're going to bring in some black twine. This is the Baker's Twine Essentials Pack, and it has all the different colors. It's really great if you don't want to, if you want to have a choice of what twine you use. So I am going to spread this out and get my scissors, because I am going to have it use the die here to put it on the back. All right. So we are going to go ahead and just thread it through the die here, and if you can get a couple pieces, then you can kind of pull it through. There we go. Make sure they're the same size. All right. And then you definitely want to make sure you do the one directly across from it, and you'll know right away if you don't get that right. I'm just kind of eyeballing it right now, and then we'll look at it and see if that's the right one. And it is. So we're going to go ahead and turn it over and then put some adhesive right here and then catch it. Then we're going to go over it with the adhesive because you always want to make sure it's going to stick and stay. And then the base is the lemon lime. I mean, look at how pretty this looks with the black. All right. Now, I do want to have a knot or something, but I'm going to go ahead and double it so that it looks somewhat better. I did do a bow on my last one. I wasn't real thrilled with how it came out with the bow. Oh, okay. So we're going to try a knot and see if that looks better. And then you can let me know which one you like better. I don't like to have the ribbon go all the way around and then like tie it and have it be one continual piece of ribbon, because I think that's just a waste. So here's this one, and then I have this one that has a bow, but as you can tell, I couldn't get it to quite stick where the ribbon was, so it's off a little bit. All right, before we move on to the middle or the other side, we're going to bring in the inside. These are brand new, so you are getting sneak peeks of new stuff. This is the Adhesive Back Solid Gems, and it comes in some of the new colors. And this is lemon lime. It doesn't quite look as green as I'd like it to, but it's still very pretty. So we're going to put this here and this to kind of fill up that space, and then a very tiny one is going to go and look, it fits perfectly inside the 4. Thank you for everything. Cute, huh? All right, so let's go ahead and do the inside, and that uses, where did I put them? I know I put, okay, here's this. And I should have another black. Oh Lord, it must have dropped. Oh well, we're going to finish this up and then I'll show you the end card. We're going to say you are absolutely amazing. Nope, that's the one we've already used. And we're going to do that up here. Absolutely amazing. And then we're going to do the flower. Now, I'm going to do the back. You know I have a cat, so I get cat hairs everywhere. But we're going to go ahead and do this. And while we're at it, since I'm doing this, we'll go ahead and do our envelope. And then the matching flower that goes on the inside, and we're going to use the lemon lime twist. So this has been a fast video. I'm kind of loving being able to do it really quick, and I'm trying to see if there's a spot that stands out more. Let's see. Well, there is a way, but I'm just gonna put it on there, and then we'll do this one. It doesn't have to line up. It's not going to be perfect, but you get the idea. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Well, I was going to go ahead and put it on black, but I don't know where that black went. So I'll show you the inside. See how this is going to be the same size as this was, but this got die cut. And then this is the same as what's on front. But now we have an envelope that matches. And let me show you the other one. Okay, this is the one with it not quite so bright. And let me show you the one I just did so you can see the difference. What do you think? And which one do you like better on this? With the knot or with the bow? And do you like it? Well, it's kind of dried a little bit better, hasn't it? I really like them both, but I kind of like this one better. All right, so if you leave me a message, I will do a drawing in the next, I will do, this today is Thursday. It's going to go live. If you place a notice or a message on underneath my video, I will do a drawing and then I'll reach out to you. Hopefully I can reach you through YouTube and mail you one of these cards. All right, thank you so much. Let me turn you around. I really appreciate you being here. There we go. And I hope that you come back next week. I'll be doing a live, and more than likely I'll be using new product. I'm getting my shipment in on Monday, so I'm really excited about that. And be sure, I have hundreds of videos out on YouTube on my channel that have techniques, different fancy folds. Please go check them out and let me know what you really like. I do enjoy sharing with you. All right, well, I will see you next week. Thank you.